where he was actually panting, so tired because he suffered suffocation. You understand? So, Peace, what's your take? You know, this Gen Z generation, I think a lot of things is going down that people are not looking into it, and it's really, really giving us moral decadence. My own opinion now is giving us moral decadence, because if someone can do this, many more other people would want to follow suit, and only God knows what will happen. What's your take concerning this
Well,
story?
a comedian said something recently. He said, we have more comedians than comedy nowadays. We have more jokers than jokes nowadays. We have more content creators than content, impactful content nowadays. See, everybody wants to be a content creator. Everybody wants to do something nowadays, especially, you know, like men mentioned, this present generation Z. What they're so concerned about nowadays is just doing something. They don't care how daring
It is.
They don't care how degrading it is. One thing that I don't know if this generation, you know, remembers, but the internet never forgets.
It will always be there.
Internet never forgets. There are some things that you just put on the internet that you don't know 10, 20, 30 years from now can come back. I'm not talking about this particular one that Young C did. If I know him personally, I don't know people that were around him. If I know him personally, I would not stop him.
Of course, it should be in the hospital now.
But I would ask him, what was your aim? What did you aim to achieve? Is it just for the glamour or the fact that you will go viral, that you suffer, you kept yourself in a coffin underground for 6 feet for 24 hours? Is that a Guinness Book of Record that you want to break?
It was not even attached.
Is that a world record you want to break? Oh, why? Look, I'm not downgrading his content. I'm not downgrading what he did. He is entitled to do. Young C, anyone and everyone is entitled to do whatever they want to do for the sake of content. But I think this is not speaking directly to Young C now. This is speaking to, you know, this young generation as a whole. I think we need to bring ourselves to a certain level where we do things that are credible, not for the sake of how many likes you're going to get, not for the sake of how many followers you're going to get. There's someone that there's a message, not really a message, a speech that I listened to. I've forgotten the name of the CEO. He said a lot of persons talk about networking, get to meet people, network, meet other industry leaders, meet other industry figures in your field and all of that. And he said he doesn't really buy that idea. The idea he buys is, it's easy for anyone to come and walk up to you now and say, okay, oh, how are you? Talk about their business, talk about their... But when he's the kind of person that when you come to him and you tell him about your business, or tell him about your brand, or tell him about yourself, what he is out to see is how much value you are as a person. Because if he said you would not really need to come out and show to everybody that this is who I am, this is what I do. Your work will speak for itself. The Bible says your gifts will make way for you, right? So you don't need to toot your own horn. You don't need to, you don't need to blow your own trumpet. Let the works that you have done, let the things you've done, let the value of the things in your hands speak for themselves. The way this young generation now, just everybody wants to be a content creator. Nobody wants to do a 9 to 5. Even those doing 9 to 5 nowadays want to be content creators. Everybody wants to make money from social media. Everybody wants to go viral on social media, which is good, which is amazing. We do not doubt that. We are not downgrading or downplaying it. But if you are giving out content, thank God for those that their content are still valuable. Thank God for those that their content still has meaning. Thank God for those that their content does not promote social vices and social decadence and moral decadence. Thank God their content doesn't promote all that. But the level at which everybody just wants to in quote blow. Nowadays, it's I don't know. I don't want to say it's alarming, but it's getting there.
Let's see it from this angle.
Okay.
I believe that by now is undergoing a serious medical challenge, because for you to be under the heat of the ground, alive, for 24 hours it's not a joke. So I for one believe even they are not going to give us that update. He would be on a bed, on an hospital bed resting now, or being attended to by medical doctors. You understand? That's one. Secondly, we have discussed here on this table where the government will actually spoke about regulating content. You see that I mentioned it that day that we will get there. Of course, I supported that motion that the government should start seeing to things like this, because this generation is only after two things: fame and money. Fame and money, and that is the reason we have a lot of social vices in and out of the country. They don't care how the money comes. What they really care about is the money. One. Secondly, this generation tends to celebrate things that does not have roots. Gone are the days where people would want to put in hard work, because they know that people will question them that how did you come about this your achievement, how did this success comes about. But this present generation does not care. If you have the money and you buy one Genesis car tomorrow, you have arrived. Nobody is questioning how did you get money to buy Genesis, how did you get money to buy this Venza, how did a boy of 17-year-old is already having a mansion. Nobody is asking questions, and all these things is falling back into the community, because a boy of 13 is looking up to a boy of 17 that just had his mansion at age 17. Mothers are now willingly, voluntarily registering their children for the yahoo stuff. You understand? These are things that both parents and government should frown at. Yoxi was under the ground, giving out report, going live, and here are people who are celebrating, watching him. You are a strong man, you are a this. Some people even said it's ritual, that he just want to televise it and make it look like it was real. That thing he did was ritual. You can imagine, even if it was not ritual, someone have mentioned it. If there are ways that people can start doing that kind of ritual, they will go for it, all in the name of content. Just in case a government official, police official comes there in or comes around there that we heard about this and they will say it's content. So for me, I believe that this should not be frowned at. It should be called for questioning. Why he did that? What happened to him later? So that if there's anything that happened to him later, he shouldn't keep it too. He should tell the public, so that whoever is planning on taking such step should know that it's not something as easy as he has projected it was. And then the government should not sleep on this. That's my take anyways. The government should not sleep on this. At all. They should arrest him. If for my not arrest in the sense that it's not like they will punish him, but arrest him, put him under some severe questioning, severe rounds of questioning, check his mental health, at least keep him. If it's possible, they should put him in a rehabilitation home for maybe weeks, because I don't believe a normal person will want to do that. Anything could have happened to him. And there were people who accompanied him, dug the ground, and make sure he entered the ground in their presence
and covered it.
And they are accomplices too. They should all be questioned, because I believe that there is a motive behind this. So these are things that we should not celebrate, even though a lot of people are celebrating in many ways.
No, we do not support. Personally, I see a lot of people put out content, and I'm like, really, this is it's it's everything is now up for content creation
and money making.
Everything is now up for content creation. Everybody just wants to have content out there. Everybody wants to have something that they are putting on their social media page. Everybody wants to have a say. You see, there's something that I have been pondering upon for a long time. The Nigeria, because it's Nigeria that I know, I don't want to speak for another country, but this also applies globally now. But Nigeria now, we spend a lot of time listening to other people. In fact, everybody wants to say something, but we have few amount of people listening. the people that are listening now are just listening to other people's talk. They don't listen to themselves. Everybody wants to say something, but sometimes we don't even listen to the things we are even saying. This thing I'm saying, is it right?
Exactly.
Is it well-meaning?
Gone are the days.
Is it truthful? Is it honest? Is it graceful?
Gone are the days where people are conscious of what they say. Even your parents at home will tell you, please don't go and mess up outside. Remember where you are coming from. Remember the son of whom you are. You know, that's a call to bring you together, to make sure you are doing the right thing. Nobody cares these days. Even your parents will tell you, that your mate that is making that money. Some parents are like that. I've seen it even on social media. So when government said they should regulate content, I think this is where we have to draw the line. When we have content creators that are registered, they would know the regulations. They will know what they should do.
The kind of content
that they have to build. And these people will have leverage to be seen more than unregistered content creators. So if you have to do anything as a content creator, go back and be registered, so that we know that you are giving out the right content to the upcoming generation.
The only reason why I am not for, I don't want to use against, but I am not for that government regulating content on social media is, you know how Nigeria plays out at the end of the day. It is the concern. It's not a worry. It's not a fear for me, because I know that the good can still happen. There's still good in this country.
Of course.
But it is the concern that you see all these regulations. Whenever you hear the federal government coming out to regulate something that the Nigerian people have been enjoying freely, there's always this concern that at the end of the day, are we sure that it is for the betterment of the nation?
Do you know
because,
that?
No, I'm going somewhere. I am not saying that the federal government should not.
Of course.
But I'm saying I am concerned.
Concerned that it might not turn out well.
Yes, it might end up becoming beyond what we are seeing. Okay, look at recently, the Corporate Affairs Corporation came out to say POS operators have to get registered, have a CAC registration number. Still, they came out to say, look, the POS operators are not going to be paying that monthly tax that are being collected if you have your company registered, CAC. But are there no other taxes as well?
There are other taxes.
But the POS operators are also still paying for that. The banks still charge them. So why do they have to register and still be paying extra?
They have to register because according to the report.
On a norm, that means on a norm now. This is just speaking on the POS matter.
Okay.
Well, let's not digress from the main topic. But just to buttress my point, on a norm, if you are going to withdraw 5,000 naira, and normally the charge is 100 naira. That means now we should be expecting an increase in that.
They already said there's no
They said there's not going to be monthly taxes, but there are going to be other taxes as well. It's not just monthly that you pay if you have your business registered under CAC. It's not just the monthly tax. There's the annual tax. There's a quarterly tax. So those ones are there. But on this young seas matter and on content creation and the federal government regulating all of that, my position still remains the same. The federal government has the authority to bring down. The federal government has the power to bring down any content that they do not deem fit for Nigerian consumption. If there's a content out there and it's not deemed fit for Nigerian consumption, you bring it down. You have the right, you have the level. You go to meet with the social media. After all, Meta, the parent body of Facebook, Instagram, and the rest, came to Nigeria to discuss with the federal government. So
it was after that meeting that we had the talk about regulation.
So you can have all of that. If you feel there's a particular, it is like you can't post some kind of content. There's some kind of things you can't post on Instagram nowadays. Just by Instagram being Instagram, there's some kind of content you can't post. You can't post hate speech. You can't post things that violates the government. You can't post defamatory statements. The Nigerian police will come after you. Things like that. They have all of that. So if we can have all that as well implemented into the content creation act, I think it will help a lot of situations.
I know that the government know the level at which entertainment has brought Nigeria as a country to limelight, and they are still enjoying that greatness up to now. Lagos State has partnered with a lot of these entertainers, and they have been able to achieve success. So I believe that when the government is saying regulation, it's not something to kill. But I have stories of minors that have been into social media stunts, social media exuberant content and all, and at the end of the day they are open to ridicule. They are open to something that they will regret for life, because one, they are not well tutored. Secondly, parents are no longer watching. How do your children get emails that they can have access to content that only adults can see? And at the end of the day, it's affecting the stability, educational stability of these children. One, their mental health is at stake, you understand, and they start to harbor a lot of thoughts that they are not even supposed to start thinking about. That is why I will support the regulation, because before a government can regulate anything, all stakeholders have to be involved, and it's going to be a consensus, you understand, before such a thing can be achieved. But whatever the case may be, I am saying it on our CACTV Breakfast show today, that if you are a content creator, remember that whatever content you create today lives even after you.
Exactly.
It lives even after you. Please make sure whatever content you are giving out is a content that can help a nation grow. It's a content that can reshape the vision of the young generation. It's a content that will encourage people to believe in themselves and do more. And if you want to go wild, make sure it's still a content that can be reasonable from all starts. But what this man has done, to me, is not reasonable. To me, that's my opinion anyways, because you start staying on the ground for 24 hours. We know that the heat from the ground cannot be measured. This is just too much, one. Secondly, I believe that he might have gotten some kind of ailment or whatever from this particular 24 hours challenge.
There's one angle I want to look at this particular issue with Young C. There's one angle, is his daring nature. The fact that, one thing I have noticed amongst a lot of young Nigerians today, not just the Gen Z, even young Nigerians from Gen X, and the likes, is the fact that we are now stepping out of the box.
Exactly.
A lot of Nigerians are now thinking out of the box. A lot of young Nigerians have come to realization that the federal government is not. I don't want to say the federal government, is not helping matters. That's not. I'm not saying that, but they've come to a realization that nobody's coming to their rescue. They have taken this. The young people of this nation have taken a decision. I have seen it many a time. We've seen a lot of young people now breaking new waves, setting new paces, breaking new edges, setting new standards, raising the bar. I'm going somewhere, raising the bar. A lot of prominent young Nigerians.
Of course.
The reason it's not just on I'm not
on this young
C's issue. I'm saying, I'm looking at it from the fact that he did something this daring for the sake of, I don't know the sake he did it for.
Okay.
I don't know the reason why. That's why I said we'll ask him. But at least there are people that have come out and say this is for content creation. He wanted to go viral. It was for the fame. There are other people that have done daring things. Take Tunde Onakoya, for example, the chess master that has broken the record for longest hours of chess played. He did a chess marathon and he broke that record. Take Hilda Bassi, cooked. Take the other young lady that drove down from London to Lagos. A lot of prominent Nigerians, young people doing amazing things. Look at Victor Osimhen in sports. Look at what he is doing for Nigeria. Yes, young people have started, going beyond and above and beyond to just put Nigeria on the map. I think where the federal government needs to come in, it's not just in regulating social media content. That we have that. We can always find a middle ground for that, where it would augur well for both the federal government and the people and the content creators alike. The federal government can also come in ways in doing things that helps the young Nigerian adults that we say are the future of tomorrow. That young Nigerian adults that is driving that, because the youth are the drivers of this economy. Check out most of these organizations, even those in power, who are the people that are helping them run the day-to-day activities of their office? It's the young ones, it's the youths. You get to see a lot of people now saying improve on the national youth service core system, improve on it, make it in such a way that youth core members can serve more, and even increase the alawi at the end of the month. Where I'm going at in all of this is federal government cannot just say, oh, we just want to regulate social media content. Realize that social media now is one way that a lot of young people are making money in this country for themselves, because we are not seeing the jobs. Where are the jobs that we always get told that after school, immediately after university, graduate to first class or graduate with a 2-1 or a 2-2, there's one job waiting for you somewhere? It's not available. A lot of prominent youths are wasting away on the streets of Lagos, on the streets of Abuja, on the streets of Nigeria, just because there are no credible and valuable jobs that are available. How many Nigerians today can survive on the current minimum wage that we are still rescheduling? But when it gets to increasing the allowances for the judicial system in the country, very fast. When it comes to increasing electricity tariff, very fast. But doing things that will improve on the situation of the country, because I believe Nigerians would not want to go above and beyond and do unnecessary things just to get fame, just to go viral and make money. Nigerians, we don't have to resort to unnecessary, put ourselves in unnecessary dangerous situations because we want to make a difference.
I think at this point I have to come in peace. I want to state that the federal government has been in existence since 90s, 60s, after the independence. The federal government of Nigeria has not been catering for any Nigeria directly. What they do is to provide infrastructural facilities that could better the standard of living of people, give them the allocations for governors to pay salaries and all. In other words, we know that the federal government have not been 100% unique in delivering governance to the people. But that being said, people survived. People were actually doing what is right to make themselves better. You just mentioned some people who put in the right effort to do the right thing. You understand? But if you ask me, I think this generation does not really want to go through perseverance of going through a vocation, a trade, and when they do, they are too impatient to make this thing grow. Gone are the days where people want to nurture their career. They intentionally seek mentors that will mentor them so that they can have their balance and their legs stick in the ground when they eventually find their own space. You understand? But this is a generation where everybody wants to speak. This is a generation where respect is no longer holding. The generation of this Gen Zs, the generation Z, like they call themselves, they believe that they are able and they can do anything. You understand? Because of this conception they have in their head. I for one do not think that the federal government is the only reason why these people want to dare to do things that would push them to, but because they have fame. Do you know that most of these generations, they do things? Have you seen them on TikTok where they would dare themselves, remove your clothes, and they are naked? Is it the government that is pushing them to do that too? See, it has started from the homes. Parents are derailing from their primary objectives, which is taking care and nurturing their offspring, their children. Parents are gradually neglecting their roles. which is why we are seeing a lot of children now who thinks that they can do it on their own without the help of their parents. You see 17-year-old children on the internet talking about sexual issues in a way that even an adult will be ashamed of that person. So it has to do with more of cultural decadence, moral decadence, and a society that is deviating from its source. Because whenever we forget where we are coming from, whenever we start deviating from who we are, we will lose everything, and we will lost it totally to what we are seeing now. No one is talking about respect in Nigeria anymore. No one is talking about culture, where children are supposed to reference their elders. No one is talking about it. No one is talking about you after getting your education, you doing what is legitimate to get the money. Nobody cares. Everyone cares about the last part from the beginning. You understand? So to me, that I think that is why we are having all this. But in all, we thank God that Young C came out alive. And wherever he is, whatever he's going through, we pray that he gets the normal Young C he was before he went underground. Because that's my belief. With the last video of him I saw, I know that his health is actually deteriorated inside that coffin. I believe that by now he must have been taken care of, and we pray that God will just heal him. And to the young ones out there, please play safe. No one is saying you shouldn't make it. No one is saying that you shouldn't become famous. But don't forget that there is a way universe plays on everyone. What you were meant to be is what you will be at the end of the day. That is it. If you put in the right effort, you will get it right. Even if you fail, you will still get it right. But once that does not say you should render yourself useless.
This is one thing. Yes, we are not saying that. But I'm still trying to, in all fairness to everybody.
Everybody, of course.
All fingers are not equal.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Of course.
Someone the names I mentioned, let's take out these two names. Tunde Onakoya and Hilda Basi. Tunde Onakoya was from the slum. He's from the slum. He has stated that a whole lot.
Even the father,
and he walked himself to the level, to the success he is experiencing today. Now, what of someone that is from the same slum? Because I'm pretty sure Tunde wasn't just in that slum alone. There were other children there as well. But did they get the same opportunities that he got?
No.
Did they get the same support?
They might not.
Even if he at some point his dad did not support him for this chess he's playing. You understand? But he had other, supporting hands. Did others get that same support? Where I'm going at with this is this. It is very easy for us to tell people to do the right thing, do the legitimate thing, which you should do, which they should do. But it's not. You and I know that it's not that
easy.
It's easy to say, but it's not that easy to do. You understand? We have a lot of people that it's not like they don't want to do good things. It's not like they don't want to do legitimate things. It's not like they don't want to do legal things. But the situation that they find themselves in, the environment that they find themselves in. Take, for example, the Senate was recently complaining about the unemployment rate, and they were proposing giving unemployment benefits to people that are unemployed. Still in that same House of Senate, another senator said, look, giving people money and giving them benefits does not solve the problem.
Yes, let's
create the position of government is to create an environment that's employable, that people can employ and employ others. Who you employ today will be the one to employ somebody tomorrow.
Of course.
But when you don't have present companies now are even trying to downscale on how many workers that they have. Everybody is now trying to tell this person work from home. They're trying to even cut that even
Please, can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Is it possible for everybody in a country, not limited to Nigeria alone, to be employed? Do we have, even in the Western countries,
No. Everybody cannot be employed. Everybody cannot be employed, but everybody can have a business. Everybody can have a source of income. Everybody can have something that gives them money. But when you have an environment that if you are receiving if you work today and you make 100,000 naira in gross profit, by the time you remove your taxes, you remove your every other orishi things that you need to remove, plus the cyber security levy that we are hoping, that was just on the lighter note. But by the time all that has been removed and cleared, you have that your 100,000 naira would not be 100,000 naira
anymore. Of course, it happens everywhere.
It will be 100,000.
It happens everywhere.
We are going at today.
Exactly.
The reason, one thing Nigerians look, that's why the same, it happens everywhere, yes, but what you can use 10,000 naira to buy here, if we carry that same 10,000 naira to a country like Tanzania, it will be more. That's because the value of the naira to the Tanzanian currency
is
high, right?
Yeah.
But a Nigerian, I keep on saying this, a Nigerian that knows fully well how blessed this country is, that knows fully well how do you know what countries like, if Egypt, or let me not even mention Egypt, look at Saudi Arabia, look at the United Arab Emirates, deserts. When I mean deserts, I mean pure deserts turned into a metropolis. Come on, how much more Nigeria that has everything?
But okay, we don't really have time. Peace already made his point. The government has to do more, of which I am in support of. But I am of the opinion that the government cannot solve all our problems. In other words, prepare your mind. If you are opportune to get some of these things that the government will do, good for you. And if you're on the other end and you are yet to receive it, please be strong for yourself. You shouldn't become a nuisance. You shouldn't kill yourself from the inside because the government is not. Because at the end of the day, you will. My pastor's wife, one of the leaders, used to say, the woman will say, God said don't commit adultery. Commit adultery if you want to commit adultery. When you have HIV, is it God that will have HIV? The way she will say it is kind of funny. You understand? But checking the context, it is the truth. Don't do adultery. Don't commit fornication. God is telling us that because he loves us as children. He knows the outcome of doing those things, that we are going to get some STDs, going to be involved in some other spiritual related issues or whatever kind of ailments that we might get from it. He loves us so much to remind us. But if we fail to do it, when we eventually get, God forbid, people who are involved in fornication get the other side of the consequences. When they get the consequences of committing fornication, is it God that will suffer for those things? No. So in essence, the government is not really doing 100% like we want them to do, and we'll keep clamoring for them to do the necessary things for the populace. You understand? But you as a citizen, please guide your heart. Everything we do on this earth comes from the heart. Once you are able to have the remote of your heart, you'll be able to control it. That's my own point. But in all, thank you for joining us on the show today. I am Toke Bravo. I'll see you on Monday.
My name is Peace Ufoma Magige. Do have yourself a peaceful Friday.
It's a bye-bye from us.
Bye-bye.
Peaceful bye-bye.